friends, a long time no talk. I know, I fell off the bandwagon. I have a lot to update you on, but I'm going to just jump in right now because I have 6% battery and I have to go grab some kids. So, first things first though, I am looking a little rough because I had pink eye all of last week, so cannot wear any eye makeup. Hence why we look like this. But that explains that, also partially why I've been gone. It was rough last week, but we're back, we're better, and we are getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. So, this is what I've planned for not just today, but pretty much throughout this week. A lot of these I am doing today, but like I said, we're not going to get to it all. Let's see, this is what I've got so far. This is for my little preschoolers. We are making a pot of gold with a rainbow. So I have all of my colored tissue crepe paper. I'm thinking that instead of doing the torn pieces, I might just do strips. Not 100% sure. This is the story that we're reading today, How to Catch a Leprechaun. I really wanted to do a leprechaun catching activity, but with my large group it was just too much for everybody to do their own. This is a super adorable book though, so love that. For my language groups, we are doing gold, I guess like a gold coin, following directions, answering questions activity. I'm going to play some music. They're going to have to run to a coin that is face down around the room once the music stops, and then it's just some WH questions, like this one is what has, leaves, and brings good luck. And then these are prepositionals, put the coin next to the chair, so we're going to set it up for that. And do that with a bunch of my older kids. We're also going to do eventually a coin toss, where they're going to try to flick a coin into the cauldron. I probably can't do it, but something like, totally missed. Something like that, and then they can answer questions, and whoever gets the most coins in wins. And then over here, these are my, I still have to cut these out, but these are my basic emotion cards. And I just have like a few scenarios, like the teacher made you the line leader this week, and how would that make you feel? We have happy, sad, or angry, and then they are just going to pick the right emotion clover and Velcro it onto here, and it's just a bunch of different cards like that. This I'm not using till later this week, hence why it's not finished. But I do love these. Like I said, it's just the basic emotions for one of my students, and I'm going to make one that has like shocked, anxious, surprised, things like that. So it kind of covers more emotions. These were just those three, but these are all the cards that relate to that. And then this is all my materials for my preschool group. I am super excited to read this book today though, because I read it over the weekend, and I've seen this going around on Pinterest. I had just Googled it, and I picked it up at my library, but it is pretty adorable. So, and I think this would be fun with the older kids if you actually did make like a leprechaun trap, just that my 2- and 3-year-olds wouldn't be that great at it, plus I don't have enough supplies like cardboard boxes and toilet paper rolls for everybody to make one. I would need to have like 16 or 17, and that just wasn't happening. But if you do have older kids, this would be a really cool thing to read with them and then have them design their own leprechaun trap. That's what I've got going on for today so far right now, and I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, it's the end of the day already. I didn't get to check in once I got back for lunch because I ended up having to stay late at the other preschool while we finished up our activity, but they came out super cute. The teachers there actually kept them to hang up for springtime, so I'm really excited about that. The other thing that went over super well were my gold coin following direction tasks. I put them all face down on the floor and kind of hid them around the room as much as you could hide them in my room that I have. And then with the limited space that we have, which it would have been better if we had a bigger space, but it is what it is. I played music, and we did different kind of like moves, I guess. It wasn't really dancing, but we did like arm circles, we did crawling on the floor, we did running in place, and just fun things like that to kind of get out a little bit of energy. And then as soon as the music stopped, they had to quick grab a coin, and then they had to do whatever the action was on the card, whether it was putting the card someplace or answering a question. It came out really good, although none of my kids knew what month St. Patrick's Day was in, which is kind of a bummer. It was my older kids. So I think we're going to make a couple of cards that have harder questions, and then also ones that might be like yes, no for my younger kids, because I think that they would really enjoy it. I would just have to adapt it a little bit better. But it was something really awesome for my older kids. And then actually for my Arctic kids today, what I did was just the coin toss, and everyone liked that, from my kindergartners and my preschoolers all the way up to my older kids, like my 4th and 5th graders. I just brought my pot of gold, and then I have gold coins just that I got from the dollar store, and I initially had them flick it in. I think I showed you this morning, but that didn't work out so well, so I just had them toss it in. That still was really hard for them, but not so hard that they couldn't do it. It was just challenging enough. And then after every word or sentence that they gave me, just dropped my coin. They had to toss the coin into the cauldron, and then for everyone that they got in, they took a step back, and then for everyone that they missed, they had to take a step forward. So it was a fun game and a fun way for them to kind of pass those 5 minutes. The 5 minutes went by super fast, and it was like changing up the drill, so I think I might try to find a bunch of like quick activities that I can do with them, so that this way it's not so completely monotonous, but I still was getting like 80, 90, 100 trials out of them, so way above what I needed, and they got all of that extra practice. I'm going to continue that for the rest of this week. I also really want to, I know this morning I was talking about how we were reading How to Catch a Leprechaun, and then for the older kids you can kind of design a leprechaun trap. I really actually want to make a trap for my kids, and make one with them, or have them make it. And I know I have 2 empty tissue boxes at home, and then like 2 paper towel rolls. So I think what I might do for my older kids is kind of make it a group activity rather than each kid making one. They all have to work together in their team of like 3 kids to come up with the best trap that they can make with those materials, and then I'll obviously find a few more. But this way it's not so much that everybody has to have their own, but they could just make it as a group, and it could be a group project. And I think that'll help with sequencing, with social skills, sharing ideas and things like that. So I'm really excited for that. Hopefully I can do that next week or the week after, unless I come up with something else to do, because for whatever reason, St. Patrick's Day, I feel like there's a ton of stuff that's out there. For the preschool group that I see on Mondays next week or the week after, I want to make St. Patrick's Day rocks, and what you do is, I think it's like baking soda and something, it makes a paste, and you put gold coins in them, and then you drop them in the water, and they fizzle and dissolve, and then they get to keep the gold coins. And I think that'll be a ton of fun and really super hands-on and interactive for my kids. I would make the actual rocks at home like on the weekend, and then we would just drop them in, and each kid would get to like put one in, and we could watch it fizzle up and disappear. So I think that would be super fun. And then there was one other thing that I wanted to do, but I'm totally spacing now because I can't think of anything. I don't know. But other than that, I am going to get some work done with my paperwork, and I have an eligibility tomorrow that I want to make sure I have everything ready and set for. And then we're probably going to take that to the end of the day. I am going to Target after work just because they have the big dollar spot at this Target, and I really want to go see what they've got, if they have anything for St. Patrick's Day. My friends are coming, so we're just going to kind of like make a thing of it. And then we will check in probably tomorrow, because I don't know if I'm going to buy anything super awesome. If I find something awesome at Target, I'll come on and I'll show you guys, but if not, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. It is officially hat day for our county today for Cat in the Hat and Dr. Seuss, so everybody is wearing their hats, and this is the only one that I could find that wasn't super hot. It is really big, so it kind of falls off my head, so we'll see how long it lasts today. But I am super excited because I'm about to go grab some of my preschoolers and we are going to continue on making our pots of gold and rainbows. And I think that's one of my favorite activities this year so far. Like, it comes out really nice and I'm super excited to be able to do it with some of my kids here at this school because it was such a big hit yesterday. And then I am going to the other school today to see my one student if they're there and they don't have any field trips. And then I have my little bring-in student today. We might try to do a pot of gold. I might just do like an activity with him. Not sure, just because he doesn't tend to like to do the same activity for more than like a few minutes. So we will see. But like I said, I'm super excited. I have finished prepping these, or almost finished prepping my shamrocks, and then this way I can work on these later. I actually only cut out 3, one of each emotion, and then what I'm gonna do is, since it's just for this one kid, we'll just pull it off and put it on different ones. So I'm gonna go finish these up and I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, I just wanted to check in. It's the end of the day already. I just got out of a meeting that was pretty long. It was longer than I anticipated it to be, so I did miss the last portion of my articulation groups. I got to see the little kids, and we were just doing more of the pot of gold with my little gold coins. Although everybody keeps calling it a cauldron, and all of the preschoolers, when they saw me, said, look, it's a witch. So, you know, still keeping it spooky, even almost into March. Just seems to be like what's gonna happen. Anyway, my plan is to get some paperwork done. Like I said, catch up, clean up my office. I did want to pop in. We got our placements for next year. I am at this school next year, at the preschool classroom that I'm at this year, and then also at a new school. So I'm going to be split 3 ways, maybe 4 if my one student is still at the other program. Not 100% sure how that's going to work out, but we are losing an SLP in the district next year, and they've decided not to fill the position, so we're just going to kind of absorb the old SLP's caseload amongst all of the current staff in the county, and so we're going to have to kind of make some adjustments. Not sure how that's going to look. I've actually never been over to that school. It's a super tiny school, and there's just the one speech pathologist over there, and he's got a relatively small caseload, I think. I'm not sure, but I will be picking up those kids, so I'm going to have to figure out how to kind of navigate my schedule next year to make sure I have time to fit everyone in. That's probably going to mean I have to do bigger groups here at my home school. The only issue with that being that my room is in fact too small to house more than, ideally 2, but definitely not any more than 3 students at a time. And when I say students, I mean like preschoolers. So ideally no more than 2, like 3rd, 4th, or 5th graders, because there's just no space. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm confident that it is what it is and it'll all work out, but I did have to go down and kind of talk to administration about potentially not using this office space next year, just in the interest of time, and because I won't have the time to have so many small groups. I'm going to have to do bigger groups to consolidate my time so I can be elsewhere. I do want to check and see how it works, so maybe I can do 2 days there, 2 days here, you know, or if I have to split my days like I do now, we're going to have to just kind of go see, so I do want to look into that as well. But that's pretty much it. That's my update for today. Tomorrow is crazy outfit day, or like wacky day. I'm not sure how wacky I'm gonna get because I don't have like outlandish clothing, but I might wear some things backwards or something like that to try to keep up in the festive mood. I forget what Thursday is mustache day, and then Friday is dress like your future career, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to dress up like a cat lady, because if I could pick any career in the world, I'd want to be a stay-at-home cat mom. Yeah. So I'm gonna head out. and just get some stuff done. Like I said, double check everything, and then that should take us till like the very end of the day. I do have a doctor's appointment this afternoon, so I have to leave pretty close to dismissal time. But I also have to update my boxes because I am running low on tissue paper for making our pots of gold. P.S. Instead of using the white colored pencil, I've been using the gold colored crayon, and it looks so much better. So, pro tip in case anybody does that in the upcoming weeks, definitely use a gold or yellow crayon. It looks way better. So, I'm gonna head out, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys! Today is Wacky Mismatch Crazy Clothing Day, hence why I've got clothes on backwards and just not matching outfits. So, I'm about to go pick up my first group of kids. We're gonna read How to Catch a Leprechaun. This is probably one of my favorite books for St. Patrick's Day. Like I was saying, I think next week with my older kids, I'm going to do kind of like a STEM activity where they get to build a leprechaun trap. I wanted to do it this week, but with my younger kids, I just didn't have enough supplies to make it. But for my older kids, since I have less, like 4th and 5th graders, I have enough to do it with them, and I think that would be good because a lot of them are working on sequencing and also following directions and kind of explaining what they're doing. So I'm gonna go grab my little guys now, and we are gonna figure out if they caught the leprechaun. Hey guys, I just wanted to check in. I have a bit of a break between now and when I have to do my social skills group. That's not until the end of the day. The kids are doing community construction today, so they're doing behavior club first, and then they get to do all of the activities if they've followed all of the rules for the month and had so many, or didn't have so many red dojos. They get to participate in different clubs that they've picked throughout the weeks. So once a month, this is kind of when I'm catching up on some paperwork. That's what I'm doing right now before I'm going to go down and see if my social skills group is still on for the day. I have about an hour. So I am cranking out some major log notes because I have been slacking on calculating all of my percentages. So my issue is that I do all of the hash marks and then I don't calculate the percentage for anything. So I have 164 log notes I just counted that have all of the data but are not calculated. So I'm going to go through, calculate all of them, write them all in the boxes, and then hopefully, if not today, then sometime this week or this weekend, I can put them all in on their log notes. I'm trying to stay on top of it. It wasn't so bad from the beginning of the school year to the end of December when I had to get all the Medicaid paperwork done. Actually, I might not have had a vlog for that. I did vlog it, but I don't think any of those went up. So, it was taxing, but not as bad as it had been in previous years, and now I'm trying to stay on top of it. But I haven't put in any of my notes on the kids' pages since then, because I tried to keep it off so that I didn't have to like cross out once it didn't apply to the deadline, because anything after December, I think 22nd, wasn't due. So I tried to keep them up to right when we broke for Christmas. So now I have to put in all of the stickers on all of the kids' pages since we've been in school for now almost 2 full months. And I was slacking. So, going to do that. And then, like I said, I'm going to go downstairs, see if the social skills group is meeting today. I feel like they are, but they also might be doing community construction. So, if they are, I'll just kind of pop in and help out. But if not, then we are going to get to make, I think, slime. Maybe slime today. Oobleck for Dr. Seuss. So, we'll see. I'm not 100% sure. I'm excited to do it, though. I am leaving right after work today because I'm just going to go home and kind of catch up on some stuff. I have a lot of materials to make for next week because there was an old lady who swallowed a clover, and I have to make all of the pieces for her so we can feed it to the old lady like I've done with all of the other pieces. I have the book here. I got it off of Amazon. Prime is a godsend, so I just recently started using it, and that 2-day shipping is insane, and I love it. So this was one of my finds. I'm going to do this book next week because it has the major group thing where we're just going to feed the old lady, talk about foods and non-foods again. But then the next week after that, we're going to do like the dissolving St. Patrick's Day rocks experiments with my kids, and hopefully that'll go over really well. So this will take us to the end of our St. Patrick's Day themes, and then we can start like spring, Easter, bunny, egg hunt type things, which is always one of my favorites because I love making egg hunts, except we probably won't be able to do it in my room because there's not a whole lot of places to hide eggs. But we will see, and hopefully the lighting's like not super terrible. I'm sitting at my desk and the window's behind me, but we're making do with it. But I will check in with you guys probably at the end of the day. I'll let you know how far I get on this paperwork. So I'll see you guys then. Hey guys, it's the end of the day already, and unfortunately I do not have good news to update about my log notes. I did maybe 8 of them and then I stopped. But I did get 3 IEPs written and all the info put in, and I was going to do the 4th one, but somebody was already in it and I could not put my information in. So even though I didn't get what I wanted to get done finished, I did get done other things that are coming up in like the next week or 2. So I still feel pretty accomplished. But I'm about to head out. Tomorrow is Mustache Day and Wear Orange Day, and I'm pretty sure I have nothing orange. I haven't decided if I'm going to draw a mustache on myself. I did last year with eyeliner, but it was the biggest pain in the butt because it just smeared all over my face all day, and I do have to go to other schools tomorrow, so I kind of also don't want to look crazy because they do not have the same spirit days that we do. So I'm just not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to partake in that. I might wait and maybe draw it on after I come back, so like I'll have it in the afternoon, but we'll see. But I'm going to get out of here right now, so I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. I am feeling somewhat like my normal self. I was able to do my hair this morning, and I braved the elements for doing some makeup today, mostly because it is Lorax Day. Dress orange, have a mustache. Unfortunately, this is the most orange shirt that I have in my wardrobe, so I did orange eyeshadow, and I made a orange mustache. So we are gonna run with it today. I tried to do big crazy Lorax hair, but it is raining out, and the rain has kind of deflated it. But other than that, it's a pretty good day so far. We are going to continue on with our How to Catch a Leprechaun story, and I'm going to pull some things for my older kids to do, some brainstorming ideas to have them create their own leprechaun traps, and hopefully next week we can maybe build them. I'm thinking if that works, but we'll see. What's up, guys? It is the end of the day already. I have just finished up my articulation groups, and I am finishing all of my notes up for the day. Still have to do the 164 other notes for calculations that I haven't done, but I ended up finishing most of my lesson planning for next week. What? Does this go on the side? I don't even know. I don't know where that goes. Anyway, it's Thursday evening, y'all. I decided that next week we're going to go with There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Clover. Hopefully tonight I'll be able to make all of the, I guess, materials for my sensory bin and the book companion. I want to make some sequencing sheets just for my older kiddos and my other kiddos that are working on sequencing multiple scenarios. And I think that's it for today. I think that's it. I still have a ton of articulation stuff to work on, but I'm pretty proud at the fact that I got my lesson planning mostly done already. I do have a couple of things to just kind of work on, and I do want to get the supplies tomorrow for when we do the shamrock stones, but I think that'll be good. I also kind of want to come up with some drill games, like I think I mentioned it for my 5-minute, for my Arctic groups. Just something that they can do. They seem to really like the coin toss, and you know, it's just something quick to keep their mind off of everything, and keep them engaged during that 5-minute session. For whatever reason, it's taking my friends forever to get used to it. They don't like it, and it's a bummer because I know the reason that they don't like it, and the reason that they don't like it is because they no longer are missing 20 minutes of class anymore. Now it's just the 5 minutes, so it's frustrating, which is kind of sad because, you know, that's not really the reason that I want them to miss speech. So they're slightly less motivated lately to do the 5-minute sessions now that they're realizing we're never going back to the 20 minutes and that they have to come out for 5 minutes and then go right back into class. They are not happy campers about that, and that kind of bums me out. So I'm hoping that maybe I can distract them with the fact that it's only 5 minutes with something, you know, cool. But yeah, that was kind of sad to find out today, because I did ask a few of them that normally are never give me any trouble. I'm like, you know, what's going on? Like, why is, you know, everybody being so, you know, unmotivated and like not cooperating? And they're like, they did tell me that it was because they used to miss 20 minutes of class and now they only get to miss 5. So, like I said, out of the mouths of babes. But it is what it is. They are doing better with their articulation, so I'm not going to change it back just so that they can miss class. One of the reasons why I moved it to this model was so that they didn't have to miss as much class. I know, sad for them, but beneficial for everybody else. So we will see. Hopefully I can like get them on that upswing. I know spring break is coming up in a few weeks. That might be it. I think we're just kind of hitting that back to school slump where it's been winter for a little bit too long, and even though happy March 1st, it's kind of crummy out still, so we need some warm weather or some time off or something. But hopefully I can turn that around next week. Anyway, I'm going to clean up my office a little bit. As you can see behind me, it is a mess. It always is a mess. Also, I wanted to touch base that the fire marshal did come today. I did not fail as badly as I thought I would. The only thing that he had mentioned for my room is that the curtains, even though they're sprayed with fire retardant, have to still be 18 inches from the ceiling. Or ideally, I guess, would be 18 inches from the ceiling. I don't know if that's something that he's going to come back to look for. I'm going to try to tweak it as best I can, but my curtains are up to cover the games that are behind them so that the children do not get distracted being so close. But we will see. I talked to the principal, and that was the only thing that he mentioned about my room. The one set of curtains above the window, I can't make 18 inches because I didn't put that rod up that was built into the building. So I'm not sure about that one, if it was just my tension rod curtains or if it was like both sets of curtains. Have to find out. Other than that, though, he didn't comment about anything. I was under the impression that everything had to be 18 inches from the ceiling. So like decorations, boxes, whatever, and like all of my stuff and my supplies on the bookcases go right up to the ceiling. So I was surprised he didn't make a comment about that, but since he didn't mention it, I'm going to let it go and just cash in on the fact that the curtains are the only things that were an issue. If it became something huge, I could just take them down. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, it's just especially for my preschool kids that they are, just as soon as they see a game, like that's all they perseverate on. So I have had to cover them in the past, and knowing my little kiddos this year, the same would still apply. But other than that, I am going to clean up my room because it is a disaster zone, as it tends to usually be at the end of my speech sessions on a Thursday, because everything just kind of goes everywhere. I'm going to spray everything down because like the gross sicknesses are going around, and I just feel like I started to get better. I was pretty much sick this whole time, realistically speaking, so with one thing or another. So I just feel like I got better, I went to the doctor, got medicine, and I'm not looking to go back to that. So I'm going to give everything a thorough spray down and disinfect like crazy. But I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Dress for Your Future Career Day, and I'm gonna be a stay-at-home cat mom. I don't really know if like that's a real career, but I'm gonna make it one because that's what I want to be when I grow up. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. I am still at home even though it is 8:17. We do not have school today. We got an impromptu day off for a snow day. It's not a snow day, but basically it is really, really windy out, and there's a wind advisory in effect for today. I believe the news said that the gusts are going to be between like 40 and 50 with some actual wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So I'm assuming they just determined that it was not the safest to be traveling to school today. So they did call it. Last night was pretty insane. I woke up multiple times in the night because I was sure my house was going to blow over. But it was really windy. I'm actually super surprised that all of my items on my back deck are still here. I have like some chairs and my garbage can, but I thought for sure they were missing. I know my friends lost their garbage cans. They like blew away. A tree snapped in the backyard, not directly behind my yard, but my neighbor's. I'll see if I can get upstairs and give you a shot of that. Also, all of the trees are now swooped to the right because the wind has been so intense. So it's pretty crazy. Even though I didn't bring anything home for my 164 log note entry calculations that I need to do, I am going to finish my lesson planning and then I guess just get ahead for next week and the upcoming weeks of things to do. And then I'll probably just deep clean because let's face it, I need to. And I kind of want to do some spring cleaning even though today no longer feels like it's becoming spring. But other than that, it's just gonna be a pretty chill day. I was gonna go out and run errands. Not quite sure, even though that sounds really lame, but I don't know if I wanna like be driving in these wind gusts. So if not today, then I'll just go tomorrow and we'll make today a full out work day. But yeah, I'm rambling. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Also, I just realized that my camera is at 8% battery and the charger is at work, where I thought I would be today. So I'm about to lose all battery life, so I'm probably gonna cut it off here, just knowing that I'm going to be doing tons of lesson planning today. My sweater has fuzzies on it. If I get anything that looks really good, I will try to get a clip of it. If not on this camera, then on my phone, and I can maybe add it in. If not, I'll just put it in next week's vlogs. But as always, thank you guys so much for sticking with me, and I'll see you next week.